Now, of course, all of this is about reaching net zero by 2050, which countries around the world are committed to. The nuclear plan, does that make it more difficult? Does it make it easier? I think nuclear will comprise 38% of the energy mix, with renewables and gas making up the rest. What chance the government will hit its net zero target by 2050 under this plan?
Look, under this plan, I think it's actually much more credible than the alternative plan to hit net zero by 2050. I'd just like to point out that the current plan we have, the integrated system plan, doesn't incorporate any of the carbon emissions that are used to actually make the solar panels and make the pylons and the turbine blades for wind turbines and make all the steel for transmission. It only looks at what's actually emitted right here. So all the embodied carbon in those manufactured goods that we import from China is just not considered. So if we're really true global players in considering how to decarbonise the whole global economy, actually using nuclear is a much, much better and easier way to go, because we're not simply exporting any fraction of our emissions to China. So to get to there by 2050, I think this is actually a much more plausible plan. Still ambitious, actually, but the coalition's plan finishes with a lower total carbon output than that of the integrated system plan. It does, of course, mean we emit some more carbon in the interim years, and so there'll be higher emissions for the next 15 years or so. That's undisputed, of course. But for the longer term goals, I think it looks very plausible.
All right, one more question before I let you go. And of course, this is the one that everybody at home wants to know. What will this plan do to my power bills? Now, the coalition today didn't make any specific announcements about power bills. It was more just the cost overall is going to be less. Therefore, in time, power bills will come down. Can you help us understand that?
Yeah, that's right. The overall system cost is what they've mapped out here today, and I think that credibly shows that it can be lower, but there's a lot of other things that can go wrong. And also the big one that I'd point out at the moment is that the federal government is doing their best to rush as many of the mega projects through right now before the next election, and also underwriting massive amounts of renewable energy. So the real trick will be to see whether the opposition, should they win government, can be very quick about actually stopping all the excessive investments in unneeded overbuild, all the unneeded, unnecessary rush transmission construction, etc., that drive up costs, because they're actually being reproved right at the moment. So it will take more hard work to realise the benefits of aiming for a lower cost system, because we've already set a few things in motion that are going to try to target us towards this extremely expensive renewables only plan. So I do hope that it pushes prices down. I think that is very plausible in the medium to long term. However, they will have to stop the overbuild of things like excessive transmission and subsidising unnecessary renewables that the system won't need at the pace they're currently being rolled out.
Well, the scene has certainly been set for the next federal election. This debate will continue over the next few months, but we appreciate you, Aidan Morrison, giving your insights tonight. Thank you.